Welcome back to another board game tier list, everybody. Today we are doing our first video from Marvel United, which is a co-op game where you are playing as Marvel superheroes, trying to defeat different villains from Marvel. You can go against the Sinister Six, you can go against Thanos, you can go against Hela, a bunch of other people or whatever. So I have everything for the game, and it's honestly the game that I've been playing the most recently. But I don't like to make tier lists until until I'm very, very, very familiar with things. So at this point, I've played each of these locations a lot, and it'll be easy to rate them. At some point, I will do a tier list on each of the heroes and each of the villains, which I don't know that anybody's ever actually done one of those for literally everything. So it'll be fun to do, but I don't want to do it until I've played them each a ton. I've almost played every hero, and I think we've almost played every villain. But there's still a lot more for us to enjoy, but eventually that'll be coming as well. But anyways, today this is about the locations. I don't know how many there are. Let's just call it 50, maybe 75 locations. So each of them has a name. This one's Avengers Mansion. Okay, so I guess just to backtrack. So each of them has a name. There will be 6 locations where there will either be civilians or thugs, which are blue or red. Hope you can see that decently well. So this is what starts there. More can get added. If there's not spots for it, it would overflow. There's also end of turn effects, which these are only relevant once you have cleared the threat on the location. So this would either be a henchman that you would have to do 4 points of damage to, theoretically, or just a normal threat that would have typically 3 stars would need to be placed on it. And then once you do that, if you end your turn here, you get to do whatever this ability is. So that's how these work. In Marvel United, you are playing as a certain number, typically, or at least we do too, characters going against a villain. The villain has a deck. They're going to activate every 3 turns typically, and you get to play cards and work together, and you use your card and then whatever the symbols on your teammate's card before you to do some actions, save some people, defeat some of the thugs, and then beat up the henchmen, clear the threats, all that stuff, until eventually you can do damage to the villain once you accomplish some of the missions or objectives. So that's kind of a basic overview of how the game works. It's a really, really awesome game. Super easy to set up and just a fun one to play. So that's an overview, but let's get into these specifically. So these will be rated on how many slots they have, period. How many of them start empty, theoretically. And then how good the end of turn effect is. So this one, so I guess without further ado, let's get to it. So this one is you draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Okay, so that is super good. The easiest way to get knocked out, or I think literally the only way to get knocked out as far as I can remember, is to take a bunch of damage. And so every time you take it, so you start with 3 cards in your hand, you draw 1 at the beginning of your turn, and then you play 1. So you would typically end with 3 every turn unless you take damage. If you take damage, you would have to discard one of your cards to the bottom of your deck. So then if you took 2 damage and then you were here, you would draw 2 cards to get back up to 3. So this one is really, really good. So I think we're starting off solid. This one's going to be S. I know this might be a little bit tight. Hopefully you can see everything. Cool. And we're also going to do these by expansion. So these first ones are just the base game's locations. Okay, this one has 5 slots, 2 blue, 1 red, Times Square. So I actually like ones like this because if you happen to start here, there's a whole lot you can clear right off the bat, which I think is great. And then the end of turn is you may rescue 1 blue from this location. I'm going to call them blue or red. That's just what I typically call them. Okay, what's the distinction here? What is the difference? Okay, so I guess just to backtrack a tiny bit. So S is the best, F is the worst, but it's important to note that typically you would just randomly pick your locations unless you were doing something thematic, which is good for you. Um, just because, so S will be the things that are most helpful for you, and the F will be the things that are most detrimental. Some of the locations are meant to be detrimental though, so just because something is F doesn't mean it shouldn't be in the game, blah blah blah. Whereas in Marvel Champions, if you're doing a tier list of the cards, if there's a card that's F, you would just never include it in your deck. These, it's kind of cool when they're difficult sometimes because you're trying to overcome something, whereas you don't want to just punch somebody for 3 damage and do a you don't want to waste your resources in other games. This one isn't wasting resources. This is just upping the difficulty theoretically. So just because something is F doesn't mean you shouldn't play with it. I think I'm just going to put this one in A. I do like the end of turn effect. I do like that it has so many slots because if you do clear it, you're good for a very long time. Let's get the next one going. New York Police Headquarters. You may discard 1 red from any location. Okay, so I think this one's just solid B. There's only 1 empty slot. There's 4 total at the beginning. And this ability isn't great, but this isn't a horrible location either. This is probably the middle of the road. Okay, Shield Headquarters. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to remove 1 crisis token from anywhere. Okay, this one I'm gonna put in C. I feel like crisis tokens are so seldom important. There's some sometimes that they are, but they just normally aren't. So often this just ends up doing nothing. And discarding 1 card is a pretty big, like this doesn't just remove a crisis token. You have to punish yourself to do it. So it seems pretty bad. Okay, Stark Labs. You may swap 1 card from your hand with 1 of your cards in the storyline. Okay, this is so good. It starts with just as bad of a setup as this one. But essentially, this would theoretically be very, very, very powerful because you play your double wild earlier in the game, and then you end here, and then you switch it with your 1 move, or you swap it with your 1 move, and you're so much better off. So it's very good. Okay, Shield Helicarrier. You may move to any other location. Okay, this one I'm going to put all the way down in C. It starts with a bunch of stuff on it, not a whole lot of slots, so you could overflow on turn 1. I guess we'll go into the overflow real quick as well. So each of the different villains have a different effect when something overflows. Sometimes people will take damage, sometimes they'll accelerate they'll move along on a track that helps them win the game. Sometimes a bunch of things will get discarded, which slows you down. So if things overflow, it's not a good thing for you. Overflow would be, there's 3 here, and then the villain plays a card, and at the bottom of the card it tells them to add 2 to this location. So then you couldn't fit all of them, so something bad happens. It's always bad, it's never good. And then this ability is just super weak. I don't want to just move to any location at the end of my turn. Just doesn't do enough. Okay, Central Park. This one starts with 4 people on it out of 5. You may move up to 2 blue or red in any combination from this location to any other locations. All right. I also don't like that ability. That seems very weak. Honestly, yeah, you know what? I don't think this doesn't actively massively hurt you. There are some that actively massively hurt you, so those will go in F, but I can't quite put this here. Okay, Avengers Tower. You may search your deck for 1 card, set it aside, and then shuffle your deck and put it on top. So essentially it's kind of like a fetch. I'm just going to put it in A, though. I don't think it's good enough to go higher than A. Okay, so we're going alphabetically through these expansions. This is just the base game. The next one is Annihilation. Nova Corps Headquarters 2 and 4. You may discard 1 card or 1 action token to place a Nova Corps token on any location without 1. If an overflow or an effect that discards blue should happen in that location with a Nova Corps token, ignore it and discard the token instead. So that is actually really good. This one, I've had some very, very solid times when this actually ended up being helpful. Because sometimes you have action tokens that matter, but like if even like a punch, which is a good action token, if I was to discard it to stop an overflow effect that was really good, that accelerated the villain or that advanced them on their track or that did a bunch of damage, and I could stop that, I would discard a token to stop that, essentially. I'm going to put this one in A. It's so close to S, but I don't think it's quite there. Okay. Krelar, same thing. You may discard one card to reveal the top card of your hero deck. Gain the token or gain action tokens equal to the symbols at the bottom of the card you reveal. Okay. I actually like this one a lot. So apparently Annihilation is pretty kind. This one's gonna be A as well. Yeah, that's just really good. Taking a damage is not good, but if you gain 2 symbols, theoretically, that's just really strong. Plus, you know what's coming up, so it might help you plan, theoretically. Okay. Arthros. Sorry if I pronounced any of these wrong. It is 2 full, 2 empty. If there are no reds in this location, you may move a villain to this location. Okay, this one can actually be nice. Because it can actually be nice, this one is going to go to B. It's not huge, but it can be helpful. Okay, Harvest of Sorrow. Okay, this is the first effect that is just always active. At the end of each villain turn, add 1 charge token here. When there are 3 charge tokens here, discard them all and draw a Master Plan card and add it face down to the storyline. Okay, so this just hurts you, which is not good. And then if you end your turn here, you may discard 1 charge token from this location. It starts with 1 person. I think this one will go in F because this one just actively hurts you. It doesn't help you at all, just hurts you. So the other thing is, I think we'll talk about how much this hurts you. This barely hurts you. It doesn't massively hurt you. There will be other ones that are way more detrimental. So we'll just talk about those when we get there. Okay, so Civil War. Washington, D.C., 2 and 2. You may draw 1 card. If you do, discard 1 card. This is literally just as B as it can be. Sokovia, 2 and 2. You may discard 1 card to rescue 1 blue or defeat 1 red in this or adjacent location. Yep, this is just the same exact thing. Typically, I wouldn't want to do that. So I think it goes right there. But it is helpful sometimes. Okay, the Raft. 2 and 2. You may discard 1 card or 1 action token to move to any other location with a henchman and deal 1 damage to them. Okay, this one is actually somewhat good. There are some times when this is helpful. But I don't know that it's helpful enough. Plus, if no one else goes and defeats that person after you, and sometimes there literally just aren't henchmen for you to do stuff too, so you'll be susceptible to damage if you jump somewhere and don't defeat them. So, Avengers Mountain. If you are alone here, you may gain a move token or discard 1 action token to ignore the first damage and crisis token you would take the next villain turn. Yeah, actually, I like Avengers Mountain. That seems pretty solid. I think I'm just going to put this one in A. Okay, Garrett Castle. If you have only 1 card in hand, you may either draw 1 card or gain 2 symbols. Okay, so this is pretty solid as well. We are certainly going to run out of room in this video, but I guess we'll figure it out. So this one's going to be A tier. That's a very solid effect. Bar with no name. If you are alone here, you may fill... Oh, sorry. Is this still... Yes, it worked. Okay, cool. If you are alone here, you may fill any empty slots in this location by moving red from adjacent locations. If you do, defeat 1 of them here. This one is solid as well. This one's going to go in A. It's great to be able to move things to you, and then to be able to move things to you and then defeat something is actually sweet. This is our only one from Deadpool. Deadpool's apartment starts with nothing in it. If there is nothing other than your hero here, you may relax with your feet on the couch. Draw 2 cards. Okay. So, I actually don't think this is that hard to get because of that. This is going to go to S. I have accomplished this before. There's only 2 slots, which isn't good. But actually, in this case, only 2 slots is a little bit helpful because you just clear the threat and then remove both of those. You get to draw 2 cards. And this can, you could even be at 3 cards and then draw 2 more. So now you'd have 5 hit points. First one from Enter the Spider-Verse. Okay, Midtown High. Gain a star token. Okay. So here is the important thing. What do we... I think this one goes... There might be some disparity here. Oh, I don't know if I can put it there. I think I gotta put this one in A still. Okay, Oscorp Labs. This is pretty much the same thing, except there's 1 less person to defeat, 1 less slot. Gain a punch token. This one's going to be A as well. And then Daily Bugle. Reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may place it at the bottom. Yeah, this one's just a little bit helpful. This one's going to go in B. And then we have Queens. If you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, draw 1 card. Okay, so this one is sweet. This one has 5 slots and only 2 of them are filled, which is really good. So because of that, it's going to go in S. Plus, this is a good effect. Brooklyn Bridge, 2 and 2. You may add 1 blue to any location, then rescue a blue from this location. I actually really like this as well. I know that this doesn't seem... This doesn't seem massively helpful, but there's... Okay, so the way that I play right now, it doesn't mean that it's the way that everyone needs to play or the way that I always play, but we always play with the Plan B missions, which essentially, I believe you have to put 12. They just require more thugs and civilians to be defeated and more threats to be cleared, but it gives you a different way to win because you can just complete all of the missions instead of doing any damage to the villain and then win the game. So when you play that way, or just really anyway, sometimes you just don't have enough people to defeat, essentially to the blues to save or the reds to defeat. And this just lets you add 1 and then take care of it immediately. Or you can add it to a different location if your partner's going next, and you can just save. So I'm actually going to put this one in S. Maybe a hot take. All right. Oscorp Tower. Gain a move token. Yeah, sure. Honestly, I think I'm going to put this one in B just because move tokens punch... Okay, so in my opinion, obviously wilds are the best, and then stars I consider the next best, and then punches I consider the next best, but obviously need them at the end of the game, and then move tokens are significantly worse. Okay, Fantastic Four. Latveria. Okay, so this is the first of the ones that is just meant to be bad for you. So they're going to have these hands here, which essentially say, hey, if you use this, it's going to be more difficult. Starts with 3 thugs and then 2 empty slots. This is end of turn. This is also the first black one, which means you must do this at the end of your turn. All the rest of these are optional, the ones that are gray. You must take 1 damage for each thug or doom bot in this location. This is the one that Dr. Doom will always start in. Okay, so with that in mind, this one's certainly going to go F. And yeah, this one is actually very difficult. There's sometimes you just can't even go there, or you have to do like a drive-by, and like you start here and then you punch a bunch of people here and then you end here because you don't want to take a ton of damage from all the stuff that's there. So it's very difficult. All right, this one is for Yancey Street. At the end of turn, you may place a star token from the pool in this location. The token acts as a permanent extra slot for blue and red. This one is actually going to go in S. This has actually ended up being really, really helpful, having those extra slots. Because if you do this a couple times, you literally just like never need to worry about this place. Honestly, even as I'm talking through it though, there's some locations that just start with 5, and then they have an end of turn effect. So my perception was that this is really good, and it does help you in the game, but it doesn't do enough for me to actually think that it's above B. So sorry to change my mind so drastically. But as I'm thinking through it, there's just some locations that are a lot better. Like even this one right here, it still has 5 slots. But it gives you some utility. This one, you just place things here in order to protect you in the future, but you don't have much utility other than that. So I'm actually dropping that one down. Okay, Baxter Building. Draw 1 card. If your hero has ever been a member of the Fantastic Four, you gain a token instead. Other than Wild. Yeah, this one's actually very good. You just straight up draw a card. That's great. And then you could also get some other stuff, although not a ton of people would benefit from that. Mount Wundagore. End of turn, each hero in this location must discard all the cards in their hand and draw the same amount of cards, but this doesn't knock them out. This one's just going to be B. It's not actually horrible for you, but sometimes it can mess you up. Okay. This is the Fantastic Four Coming of Galactus. This one's so cool. Okay, so these are just, because it's Galactus, these are huge areas. So Oceania, this has 2 and 2. You may knock out your hero to remove them from the game, discard any action tokens you have, and choose a different hero. On your next turn, start in this location. This is so crazy. I don't actually think I've ever done that ability. But I like it. So this is going to go in A. Honestly, I might put this one in S, and the reason that I would put this one in S is because one of the ways that you can lose the game is running out of your... no, I don't think I can put it quite there. I think it's going to go in A, and one of the reasons you can lose the game is just from running out of cards, like deck depletion, essentially. And this right here lets you avoid deck depletion, so it's very good. North America... You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to swap a card from your hand to with one of your face-up cards in the storyline. I'm going to put that in C. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough because you have to discard a card in order to do it. And then we have Asia, which this actually has 6. I honestly don't remember if there's any other ones that have 6 slots in them. You may add any combination of blue and red to this location. So this is just where there are so many people. I'm going to put this one in S. If you can just milk this place. If you literally just stay here, like the entire game, you could just defeat people here and then wait in order to do damage later. No other location lets you do that. No other location has 6 slots. If you clear this once, then you decide not to add these, you just never have to come back. They're never going to add more than 6 people to it. Africa, you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to defeat a red or rescue a blue in any location. This can be nice, but you have to pay something in order to do it, so I think we're just going to go with B. Europe. You may draw 3 cards from your deck. If you do, you must then discard 3 cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck. This one's pretty good. Gives you a whole lot of options, which I appreciate. South America. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain a wild token, plus action tokens equal to the symbols at the bottom of the card you discarded. Wow. Wow, okay, so that is just so good. That is just so good. That's crazy. One thing that we should know is that sometimes you won't get these effects super early. I typically would get them you'll get the location you start in pretty early, because I would assume that you would clear that threat. The rest of them you might not get for a while. So you could use this very late in the game when you have no cards in your deck because they're all in your hand. You discard one, so then that goes to your discard pile. You get those symbols, and then you're just going to draw it at the beginning of your next turn. Whereas you would just skip your draw if there's no cards in your deck. So that's just so good. All right, we are doing the Guardians of the Galaxy now. Collector's Museum. You may discard one action token to draw one card. I don't love it. This one's just going to go in B because there's not a ton of stuff there. Xandar. You may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Yep, that is going to be S. Some of these will just repeat each other a little bit. Nowhere. 3 and 2. You may discard 1 action token to gain 2 action tokens of your choice. Okay, so that's just better. If you don't have action tokens, I guess it's bad. So that's why it's not S. But it's very good. Milano. You may move to any other location. I'm actually going to put this in C. The reason it's C is because it only has 2 slots, so even if you were just there last turn, you cleared it, and then the villain goes and adds stuff, you might just have to go back. And you can move to any location, but I just don't like moving. Okay, Morag. You gain a wild token, only starts with 2, and then it has 3 empty slots. Just so good. And then we have the Kiln. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to place 1 token from the pool on any threat card. Okay, that's actually kind of good, but it's not good enough for me to really care. I'm just going to put it in B. Okay, now we got Maximum Carnage. Bishop Building starts with 2 and 2. If a hero in this location rescues more than 1 blue during their turn, they take 1 damage. You may add 2 blue to this token or to this location to gain a star token. This one I'm gonna put in F. This ability is actually good, and this isn't horrible. This is standard, but this is just actually really painful. This has hurt us many games, or it's just makes you work around something, which isn't good. Okay, Hell's Kitchen, essentially the same exact thing except with reds and then punch tokens, so that's going to go here. And then we have Fisk Tower, so 2 and 1, that's already not good. You may discard 1 card and add a red to a different location with an empty slot to gain a wild token. This one's going to go in C. This gaining wild token is good, but discarding a card and adding 1 probably not good, and this doesn't start with a lot of empty slots, so it could literally overflow turn 1. Statue of Liberty. At the end of each villain turn, heroes may add a blue to this location. You may relocate any number of blues from this location to other locations. If you do, gain a move token for each blue you relocated. All right. This one is going to go in B. It's just solid. It can be good. Honestly, I think I'm going to bump it up to A. I don't think that I would have put it there before, but it starts with some empty slots. You can add more people if there's not people for you to deal with. And then if you just happen to add a ton here, and then you move them all, you get a ton of tokens. So there's a lot of use cases. All right, I think I'm going to do some more, and then eventually I'm just going to end up moving the ones that get full so that we have more room. So, okay, so this is the first one of the multiverse. This is TVA headquarters. You may swap any 2 of your face-up hero cards in the storyline. Yeah, that could matter a tiny bit. You could essentially take your best. You could take your like double wild and make it the last card you played. I don't think it matters enough for me to really care. It's also not very good early game. Nephilim starts with 3 and then 2. Heroes starting their turn here must ignore 1 action symbol at the bottom of hero cards this turn. But then you gain a punch token if you end here, this is going to be F, though. It's not. Actually, no, this one is pretty horrible. This has totally gotten in the way before. Okay. Alchemax Headquarters. Okay, this one's interesting. It only starts with 1 and then 3 empty slots, which is impressive. You may cover with a Crisis token a symbol at the bottom of the latest hero card in the storyline to gain a wild token. Symbols covered with the Crisis token are ignored. I actually like this. I think this is decently good, but this is very good. So I think I'm going to put this in S. Often there will be like a move symbol or a star symbol that you just play that your opponent or that your teammate's not going to really benefit from. So gaining a wild token is a better trade. It's always a better trade, period. And then there's sometimes when it's just significantly better. So London. If there is at least one other hero in this location, you may gain a token, which is pretty easy to do. So this is going to be A. Muspelheim. Heroes starting their turn here with 3 or more cards in their hand must ignore their draw step. Yeah, that's horrible. But if you end here, you gain a star token. You know what? Honestly, this is the only one that I'm going to put this in C because this isn't bad. This is good. So because there's good things about it, I can't put it all the way in F. Especially because this will only affect you once. If you were here for a while, this would affect you every single turn, which is horrible. Okay. Kunlun. You may draw 1 card if you have 1 or 2 cards, or you may discard 1 card to gain a wild token. I'm actually going to put this one in S. I appreciate the variability. There's certain characters that they can heal up, so essentially they can draw cards at the end of the villain turn, so discarding 1 and then getting a wild is solid. Plus, this is a good starting thing. Okay, United Nations. You may relocate 1 blue from any location to any other location. This is just so mid. It doesn't do much at all, but this is fine, so it stays here. Monster Isle. A henchman entering play in this location has 2 extra health, which is horrible. End of turn. You may deal 1 damage to 1 henchman at any location. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to deal 1 extra damage. This is actually really cool. I love this location. So some of the ones that are lower, they're still awesome. Let's see. I think we'll put this one in C, but it's just so cool. I love it. Okay, Valley of the Sleeping Dragon. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck and turn 1 red into a red here into a blue to delay the next villain turn by 1 card. Okay, so most of the things that would make you discard a card aren't really worth doing. This is, delaying the next villain turn is so massive sometimes. So with that in mind, this one is going to be A. You don't get to do it for free, which is why I can't put it higher than there, but... Okay, Project Pegasus. You may move a henchman to this location and deal 1 damage to them. Okay, that is really good. Especially if this is your starting location. You could literally just stay here the entire time and just move a ton of henchmen to you and deal with all the people that are here. Yeah, this is... I honestly don't even know if I've ever ended up using that ability. I feel like maybe I have once, but that's just really good. Okay, Black Panther. Warrior Falls. You may punch in this location. So it's not as good as getting a punch token, although it theoretically could sometimes be better because you can do it immediately. But I'm going to put this one in A because there's so many slots you can actually probably benefit from this. Okay, we'll do a tiny bit more and then I'll move some of these. Okay, Shuri Lab. You may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Of course, that'll be up here. Royal Palace. You may search your deck for 1 card, shuffle, put it on top. Cool. So I actually don't think that ability is crazy good. It can be helpful, but it has so many slots that it's going to go in S. The Golden City, you may move to any other location. I was honestly disappointed by this because in Marvel Champions, Golden City is like the best card, and this one is just, it's all right. Some people might think that moving to any other location is good, but if I go and then my teammate goes and then the villain goes, the villain's going to move anyway, so it's not like I was able to really change anything by being in a different location. I still have to move next time. I think I'm going to put this in C. Maybe that doesn't track with what I've done in the past, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, Jabari Village, you may gain a wild token. Of course, that's S. And then the Great Mound, you may discard one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to remove one crisis token from anywhere. I'm gonna put this one in C. Again, it's just one that doesn't really do much. Okay, let's try to do one more expansion. This is Secret Invasion. Camp Hammond. You may draw 2 training or advanced training cards, keep one and put the other at the bottom of the advanced training deck. This one I just think is so cool. Yeah, it's just so cool. I think those are pretty much only one-time effects. Because they're not like permanent things, I'm just gonna put it in A, but it is really cool, which makes me want to put it in S, but I can't quite do it. Mount Rushmore, if all non-knocked out heroes are in this location, you may gain a star token. It's really good for how it starts here. That's pretty difficult to get. Also, if it gave star token to everybody, that'd be crazy. But I think I'm just going to put it in A. And then San Francisco, you may gain a move token if you reveal at least 1 star at the bottom of your cards in your hand. If you reveal 2 or more stars, you can gain a punch token instead. Yep, we're running out of room. All right, so this is going to be A as well. And then last one from this. The Peak 7. You may deal 1 unpreventable damage to 1 red or henchman in this or adjacent location. I actually like that a lot. The unpreventable part doesn't normally matter, but it can be a little bit helpful. There's also normally a target for this. So this one's going to go in S. Alright guys, so I think I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup here so that we have room for the rest of this stuff. So, I know normally it's nice to be able to look at everything together at the end. But we just don't have room for that this time. So I'm just going to shift all these up. And if you just watch the whole entire video, you'll still have a sense for everything was. Alright, so this is Spider-Geddon. Great Weaver Temple. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain tokens. Yeah, so you gain both of those. This is totally one that I would go with. This part's not good. That part's not good, but you gain 2 tokens. Even if I get knocked out, but I have 2 tokens, I'm happy. Loom World. Yep, this is literally just like the most basic one we have. Las Vegas. If the top master plan card is not revealed, you may guess if it adds more red or blue and then reveal it. If you guessed right, gain a wild token and leave the card revealed. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Las Vegas I think is really good. Number 1, you get, if it goes right, you gain just an insane amount of information. You gain a token, you know what's coming, and you just set up really well. If you don't, it is what it is. But this part's not great. If this part only had 1, I'd put this in S. Okay, Sims Tower. This location starts with 2 star tokens. Heroes here may discard any number of star tokens from here to ignore the same amount of damage. Okay, so that's just really good. You may take 1 star token here. So you can steal 1 of the star tokens if there are still here, or you can add a star token to the pool, which would let you prevent damage. This one is just so cool. I literally don't know if there's anything else that stops you from taking damage. So, Japan. If there are at least 2 empty slots in this location, you may add 2 reds there. in this location. It should just say here. To gain a token. I like that. I'm going to put that in A. Okay, Spider Island. If there are one or more reds in this location, you must take 1 damage. That one, given how many slots there are, I think that one belongs in S or F, but it's not. It's the least bad part of F. Okay, Horizon Labs. You may turn one of your equipment or one of your face down equipment. Sorry, you may turn face down one of your equipment cards to recharge, aka turn up any other equipment in the game. Okay, this one is C. I've talked about it in other games. When things, when there is text in a game and it will often do nothing, someone has done something wrong. This one right here is something that you clear the threat and then you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't have any equipment, so this doesn't do anything. Or I only have 1 equipment, so this doesn't do anything. So, or collectively we only have that many, blah, blah, blah. So, it's just, I hate it when there's text and then it just doesn't do anything. Like, almost no games that I play, we have equipment. So it's just worthless. Not a fan. So this is what I would put in F for enjoyment. Parker Residence. If you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, draw 1 card. This is going to be S because it checks off all the boxes. It can draw you cards and it starts out in a nice place. Okay, now we are on Tales of Asgard. Asgardian Palace. You may add 2 blue and or red to any location. Okay, so this one I'm actually going to put in A just because, again, it lets you get people, and it can be to any location, not just this one, so you can put them in your teammates' location, and then they can save or defeat them if that's required. Okay, Bifrost Bridge. You may move all heroes from this location to another location. I'm going to put it in C. I'm sure that some people would think I'm crazy, but I just don't like the ones that move a bunch of people. Okay, if you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, draw 1 card. Okay, so this is literally this, except it's just worse because there's less slots. Oh, this is Odin's Vault, if I didn't say it. Yeah, this one looks so cool. I'm actually just going to put this one in B because this is so bad. The ones that start with only 2 slots can overflow so easily. Throne Room. Okay, love this. 2 and 3. You may move any hero to a location adjacent to them. Any other hero to a location adjacent to them. Honestly, I'm just still going to leave this one in B. I just don't love the move ones. You know what? It moves other people. Which is sometimes nice. This gives your teammates a move action. Sorry. I had to think about the fact that you're not moving yourself, you're moving other people. This one I don't think counts because sometimes just other people won't be with you, but this is actually, this one's going to go in S. Number 1, this is very good. And number 2, moving somebody else is actually helpful. Heimdall's Observatory. You may move any number of heroes from any location to this location. Oof. I guess we'll leave it in B just because this is good. And then Valhalla. You may discard any number of cards from your hand at the bottom of your deck to draw back the same number of cards. Yeah, this one is going to go in A. It doesn't really net you anything, but it gives you a lot better options. If this was any better, it'd be an S. Maybe. Okay, now we have the first of the Infinity Gauntlet. Note that this is the Infinity Gauntlet, but not when you're playing against Thanos. That is a little bit different, and we will talk about that in just a minute. If you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, you may draw 1 card. Okay, also it starts with nothing on it, which is crazy good if you're going against somebody difficult. If you're going against somebody easy and you just want a bunch of stuff to defeat, I guess that changes it. Okay, Hala, you may swap one card from your hand with one of your face-up cards in storyline. So good! This one is going to be S. Essentially, again, this is just you swap your one move for your double star. So it's so good. Okay, Naval... Nidavellir? I know how to say this for whatever reason. I'm blank right now. You may gain a punch token. You may discard one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain another punch token. I love that. I think that's so good. Sanctum Sanctorum. You may place one action token from the pool on a threat or power-up card. Oh, nice, which I guess is important against Thanos, so that's good. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is going to be S as well. New York. You may discard one action token to draw one card. I think this one is going to... You know what? I'll put this one in A because this is so good. If you happen to have an action token, that is a good trade. Okay, and then Vormir. You may knock out another hero in this location to immediately clear a threat card. Hope everybody gets it. This one is so good. There's certain villains that we've beaten just because we've done this. One thing I don't think that everybody knows about Marvel United is sometimes you'll just play against a villain and you'll just be like, oh wait, so when I get knocked out, nothing actually happens? Because all they would do is more damage, but I just got knocked out, so they don't do more damage because it would just activate their BAM again, essentially. So there's certain people you can just knock out all the time to just clear a ton of threats, which is just crazy. Okay, so these ones are the Infinity Gauntlet locations when you're going against Thanos. These are all going to be F, I'm sure. But let's go through them. Okay, so this one is Titan. This starts with 5, and they're all blue. All of these locations are just going to be completely full of blue. So I'll just talk about how many there are. You may move Thanos to this location. This one's going to be F, because that's really hard. Wakanda Fields. This one starts with 5. You may gain a wild token for each other hero in this location. Okay. This is the opposite side. This is S. Because this sucks. But, that's just crazy. You could gain so many tokens. Also, I think we're going to be generous. We're going to put this in C because actually moving Thanos to this location can be nice because if your opponent or if your teammate's there, your teammate can just beat him up. Being able to move the villain is theoretically better than being able to move yourself. Okay, Sanctuary. 3 slots. You may move to any other location. This one's going to be F. Avengers Mansion. It's got 3 slots. You may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. So it's the same as the other one, but it's significantly worse here. This one's going to go in A. And then Thanos' Palace. Starts with 4 slots. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain 2 punch tokens. I actually like this one a lot. So I was wrong. So these actually are super, super cool. And they start with a ton of things. But but the abilities are good, which is cool. So, all right, Quantum Tunnel, 4 slots. You may swap the position of any 2 hero cards of your choice in the storyline. I just don't think that does enough. This one's going to go in F. So that was actually really interesting. I learned some stuff in that one. Okay. So as a little pause, let's just reflect on why these are so much worse. Let me just get a good example. Okay, so let's just pull this from here. So let's just say at the very beginning of the game, I started here in this location. And let's just say that it doesn't matter. If there's a henchman, then I'm fine. But if it's just a normal threat, and I start here, there's 3 stars on this threat, because that's typical, and then there's 5 of these people. The only action I can do on my turn is a star action, either to rescue some of these people or to put stars on this thing, on the threat, which we're assuming is right here. Whereas if I started here, no matter what I have at the beginning of the game, I can use punches, and I can use the stars as well. So this location ends up being a lot more just a lot better one to get at the beginning of the game. Like, the other thing is true of this one right here. This is good for the fact that you can add a bunch of stuff, but if nothing has been added here and there's only a blue and then there's a threat here, there's really not much for you to do, so you're going to need to move. And the way I like to play is I like to clear one location at a time, go to the next one, assuming I can. So I just thought that that'd be some helpful background. Okay, War of Kings. If a villain is in this location, you may discard one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to delay the next villain turn by one card and move the villain to the opposite location. Okay. This goes back to the thing that I said before. If there is text that just doesn't ever do anything, it sucks. If this does do something, it's really good. But the problem is you just move the villain to the opposite location, so unless your teammate is there, like, you are certainly not going to be able to do any damage to them because they just move so far away. I'm going to put this one in B. Just, this is so often not relevant. Because you have to be here and the villain has to be here. It's very difficult to pull off. But if you do pull it off, then it's good. So I'll be kind. Attalon, you may draw 2 cards and then discard this. You may draw up to 2 cards, discard the same amount, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm just going to put this one in B. Maybe it deserves A. Feeling a little bit harsh. Yeah, I guess you can do up to 2. No, I just don't know that I care. This one's just going to go B. Tarnax 4. You must flip all things here, essentially blue and red in this location. Then if there are more red here, take 1 damage. If there are more blue here, draw 1 card. This one I really kind of like and kind of don't like. I'm just going to put it in B from the sake that there's a lot of slots in it, and it can hurt you and it can help you, and it is unpredictable. So we're just going to go with that. Okay, Watcher Citadel. You may look at the top 2 cards from Master Plan deck and put them back on top in the same order. All right. Sometimes it's really nice to have this ability. Sometimes it doesn't matter to have this ability. I typically prefer things that let you do things compared to things that give you information. Also, sometimes it just doesn't matter. The villain will just always move to you and beat the crap out of you. So knowing that they're going to do that isn't really helpful. If you can stay out of their way, then it's great. But we'll put it in A because, yes, it's probably just my playstyle that makes it not as good. Okay, World War Hulk. New York City Arena, which is essentially just Madison Square Garden in my opinion. So this is a mandatory effect. If there are other heroes in this location, you must choose one of them. You both gain a star or punch token. Then you both must discard 1 card. This one's going to go in C. It's not as horrible as the other ones, which is why it's not farther down. Okay, Battle World. You may gain a move token if you reveal at least 1 punch. If you reveal 2 punches, you can get a punch token instead. This one... I know it might seem crazy. I'm only going to put it in B because it only has 3 slots. And this is decent, but it's not that good. So, okay, Sakaar. Whenever a hero anywhere discards an action token, place them here. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain up to 2 action tokens from this location. This is just a location that I absolutely love. So part of me wants to put it in S. But I'm just going to put it in A. I think that's more realistic. Okay, so all of the ones left, I believe, are X-Men ones. So let's go through them. Okay, Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. You may draw until you have 3 cards in hand. S. And then Hangar Bay. You may gain 1 token of your choice. Yeah, so this one's going to go S. Because this is essentially like gaining a wild if you have any, if you're good at planning. Weapon X facility. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain 2 punch tokens. This one's going to be S as well. Okay, Asteroid M. You may deal 1 damage to a red or henchman in any location. Yeah, this is, again, just really good. We're probably going to run out of room here. Moir Island Mutant Research Center. Another hero in this or adjacent location may draw 1 card. Really good. You can let somebody else draw. It's not you, and it's somewhat limited, but I think it's good enough that I want to put it in S. So it's crazy to me that all these are so good. I don't think I knew that. Sentinel Space Station. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to swap a card from your hand with one of the face-up cards in the storyline. This one's going to go in C. I just don't like it. Genosha. You may rescue a blue from this location. Actually, I really like this a lot. It has so many slots. Big fan. And this ability is really solid. The X-Jet, you can move to any other location. Just going to put this in C. Okay. I think I'm just going to shift all of these up. Okay, so this is X-Men Blue Team, Mojoverse. If you performed 3 or more star or punches here this turn, you may discard or you may gain a wild token. If you did not, you must discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Okay. This one I just love as well. I think it's so cool. It can get in your way, it can suck, but this is very doable, right? If your opponent or if your teammate played a move and a star and you do a star and a punch card, or you're double wild, or there's many combinations that you guys could pull this off where you just move here and then you do this. You could even do this on the first turn. Your teammate goes, they play 1 card, and then you go, you clear the threat and save somebody or punch somebody. Then you get this just off the bat, which is really, really good. It's a little variable, and because it's variable, I'll only go A, but I really like it. Madripoor. Draw 1 card if possible, then you must discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. This is another one that you have to do. This one has really good room up here. Because of that, it's going to go in A still. Okay, Savage Lands. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain a punch and move token. I can only put this one in A because this is not good, but I really do like gaining 2 tokens. Excalibur Lighthouse. You may discard 1 card from your hand. Oh, yep, this is the last one. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to discard an action token to look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may then put it on the bottom. I don't like it. It's probably good, but I don't like it. B. Okay, first class. Island M. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain a star token. This one, a wild token. Again, this one can be good, but typically I wouldn't want to do that. The consequences of getting knocked out are too high. Okay, Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. Another hero in this location may either draw cards until they have 3 in hand or gain a token. Yeah, this is really good. This one's going to be S. Cape Citadel. If there are any blue in this location, you may deal 1 damage to a red or henchman in this or adjacent location. Red or henchman. Because it says red or henchman, I think we'll go S. If it was just red, it would be too difficult to pull off. Okay, this is our first one from Gold Team. Chandalar or the Shi'ar Empire. You may discard a token to gain any combination of other tokens other than wilds. I'm going to put this one in A. It's very solid. These things are good as well. Just sometimes you don't have tokens. Limbo. You may discard 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck to delay the next villain turn by 1. That is an expensive price to pay. Honestly, I think I'm going to put this in C. I would so seldom do that. But it's solid if you do it. Okay, Krakoa, you may move all heroes from this location to another location. Yeah, I don't love it. So it's going to be C as well. Hellfire Club Building, you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to defeat 1 henchman in any location. Oh, this is not considered clearing a threat. Okay, this one is so cool as well. Essentially, if there's someone that's just really, really scary, but you don't want to ever deal with them, you can just get rid of them. This one is going to be S. Obviously, it makes it significantly worse for me when I'm playing with Plan B, because if you get rid of one of them, you can't complete the objective. But if you're playing the regular one, you could do this twice. And then you have 2 big henchmen that you just don't have to deal with, which is really good. Okay, we are at the Age of Apocalypse. The Core, Seattle Slave Camp. You may add 1 blue from the pool to the Rescued Civilians mission. If you do, and there are any blue, red, or villains or other heroes in this location, you must discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Okay, so this is really hard to do anything important. I'm going to go with B just because there starts out with a lot of stuff here, and it could be good. It's just normally not. The Age of Apocalypse still. Human High Council Base. You may gain a token. If you do, you must add a blue to another location not adjacent to this one. I'm actually going to put this one in A. Okay, Avalon. If you have 1 card in hand, you may draw until you have 3 cards. This one's a little bit harder to pull off and make it exactly work. So because of that, I'm just going to put it in A. Okay. This one's still the Age of Apocalypse. Okay. Dark Beast Lab. Any henchman entering play in this location gets +1 health. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to deal 2 damage to a henchman in any location. Okay, this is both really good and hurts you a little bit. I'm going to put it in A because this ability is just so good, but that part hurts you a little bit. Okay. Starlight Citadel. Once the first mission is completed, heroes may anytime replace this location with any other location not already in play. Move everything from this location to a new one. This is probably actually S. You know what? I'm gonna shift some of this stuff. So this is gonna get moved. I'm actually gonna put this one in A just because if you happen to never clear this one, this part sucks. And honestly, I always struggle with which one you should put in play here. So I do think it's really cool. I don't like it because it requires me to think and then find a different location in the middle of the game, which kind of takes some time. I normally like these games to be pretty quick, and you're thinking about how to do things in the game, not setting up more for the game. Cool. All right, so this is Apocalypse's Pyramid. It's what has one of the hands on it, which means it's difficult. While in this location, villains ignore 1 damage each hero turn, and then it has, you must discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Okay, so this one is probably pretty close to as bad as it gets. Okay, we have made it to X-Force. We are in Murder World. You must discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Horrible. And then we have Morlock Tunnels. You must add a blue and red to this location. This one I'm going to go with is horrible as well. Right, because you can just not even be planning for this. You can just clear the threat here, and then I play the way typically where you don't know what's under them. But I guess if you just had them memorized, you would know. But this could cause you an overflow without even knowing it. So, Adirondack Mountains. You may gain a punch token. You may exchange tokens with another hero in this location. Yeah, so typically that doesn't matter. The last part, the exchange. to put it in S because sometimes it does matter. And literally, you could even use the thing where you get this punch token, you give it to your teammate who's also in this location, and then your teammate goes and uses your punch token the very next time. So it's very solid. Or it can be solid, which I want to give it credit for. Okay, last but not least, Strife's Secret Base. You must discard one action token if you have any. Okay, this one is just going to go in C because most people don't have action tokens most of the time, and this isn't horrible. So, okay, there's the tier list, everybody. Oh, I guess. Okay, so let's just do a summary of this. There were a ton of S. There was a lot of B. So I would say we had about the same amount of, S and A, which were the biggest categories. I'd say the next biggest was B, which is just standard, and then C was a little bit smaller, and then there were very few F, but there were probably 15 or 10 to 20, I'd say probably. Yeah, but thank you for watching. This is a really sweet game, and I appreciate the all of the different locations. I just think it adds a lot. So, thanks for watching.